up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Horror at the Store. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach, and today we have a lovely human here today. She's a comedian. Give it up for Macey Isaacs.
Thank you for having me, Katie.
Thank you for being here. You're a delight.
Well, yeah, thank you. And I'm happy to be here and talk about something that I've put off for a long time, but now I've finally conquered it.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
For being here and for conquering your fears.
It's also very early, which is a fear.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. I did not sleep well last night. Because
I didn't sleep well.
I was like, I have to get here early.
It was like we're catching a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, do I just stay up?
I know.
All night?
I know.
But then it's like you have to be aware.
And it's my bad. I said the earlier the better, which is good, but
that's okay. You know what? It's gonna be not that it's gonna be out of the way, but you know, if we get it done, we get it. We get in.
That's right. You get
we
exactly.
get in, we get out. You know, chill, amazing.
More time for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, are you a fan of horror movies?
Not really.
Okay.
I was always way too scared to really do it. And then, but I have a podcast called Invade the Decade that I host with two other comics. And that kind of forced me to watch some scary movies. Mm-hmm. And then I realized they're not that bad.
Yeah.
And I can handle it now somewhat.
Okay.
So The Shining for me, is it okay that I just blew what word?
That's okay.
Okay.
How dare you?
The Shining was always something that I just never thought I could do. And then I realized, you know what? You can do it.
Oh yeah. It's not that bad of a movie. It's more psychological than anything. It's not like blood and gore.
Yeah.
And there is
flashes.
Of it, but you know, it's not insane.
I didn't sleep last night, and again, because we had this early flight, but also because Thursday night I watched The Shining, and then I slept just fine. Okay. Last night I watched Room 237.
Oh my God, you really did it.
I kind of haven't stopped reading also about The Shining. I've really and for some reason the documentary, which is so dry, it's just, have you seen it?
Yes, it's like,
so it's just voiceover the whole time.
It hurts and it's a hard watch.
It is. I mean, it felt like I was in class or something.
But it's like fascinating. But it's like, you know, you gotta watch it. And I even
was reading about it, and they're like, this is mostly like bullshit. This is like a lot of this is just, and that's kind of how I felt. I was like, you just want to see this.
Yeah,
this isn't
The Shining. There's so many different ways to interpret it, and none of them are correct. And that's, some of it might be, but it's like there's so many different ways, and the only person who really knows is Stanley Kubrick, and he is dead.
Yes.
So we cannot ask him.
And it seems like even if he were alive, he wouldn't tell us.
Yeah. I mean, because he also, we could just get right into it. He talked about there's a conspiracy theory that he directed the moon landing.
Yes, I got into that
and
last
then
night.
And then Danny in the movie is wearing a
sweater,
NASA shirt with a little.
I don't think it's not good enough for me to believe that he then directed the moon landing, but I think we all have to draw a line somewhere for ourselves of what we can handle.
Yeah.
And I just can't get on the bandwagon that we didn't land on the moon.
I think maybe the first, I could go either way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if we had the technology and we're like, you know what, we want to prove that we're the best, but we can't get up there quite yet.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be like, you know what, how about we just stage this really quick?
Yeah.
But then keep working on it so that we don't kill ourselves trying to go to the moon.
Kind of like Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I think it's something though, if somebody told me, in 10 years, no, it was really fake, we find out it was fake, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to crush me, but it seems like more something we would fake now than then. I like to think of the past as, and I shouldn't, but almost as less lies, okay. but that's not the case.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I like all these things. Am I allowed to talk about the things in front of me?
You can talk about the things in front of you. FYE will appreciate that. Our sponsor, we thank you.
We thank you. FYE, right?
Yes.
You don't have one of these.
I don't have one of those, but it's great.
It is great. And I was told I could have one, but I turned it down because I don't need that sort of energy right now.
Yes.
It also goes against my style.
Yeah.
Of comedy. Yes. If I drink this, I'll be a whole new person. Blood red cherry flavor. That kind of scares me.
I mean, it has a skeleton man on it.
Yeah,
So,
like a Dementor type situation. And that's Michael Myers, not to be confused with Austin Powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it could also be him.
That would be amazing.
I think that's the crossover.
It's Mojo, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing, honestly.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
It's a good movie. That's not a horror movie, but.
And how often do you think I should look at the camera?
Whenever you want to.
Okay.
Whenever you feel like it, it's honestly, we're just having a conversation.
Right.
So,
right.
Whatever.
I just want tips, to make this the best.
It's, you know what, you're doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
The fact that you even asked, sometimes I stare at the camera and just look directly into the camera. And sometimes I don't even look at it because sometimes it gives you anxiety and you're like, there's a camera there.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. And because the podcast I do has no video.
Yes.
Which not great. Video is now. We need to do it. We can't listen. I started clipping things. I started clipping crowd work, putting it on the things. Like I'm doing it now. We have to. And so that's why I asked, just because I'm not used to it.
I got you.
Mm-hmm,
I got you. You also have a total of then 4 people talking.
It would be way too hard.
It would be a lot.
Yeah.
You have to do 2 and 2 clips and stuff like that. So
I mean, there's definitely, we could just cut a couple of them out.
Yeah.
Totally. Just pretend they're not there.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm pulling up my notes too for all the.
So I'll just read the log line for those
please.
of you who don't know what The Shining is. Which, if you don't, there are spoilers. Obviously, that's what this entire podcast is. Of course, my phone isn't loading to read it, but basically, it's about a family headed up to just be the caretakers of this hotel for the winter months. And they basically get cabin fever, as they say. But is it cabin fever or is it hell? Again, because that's what they're. Because if even the last shot of Jack Torrance,
right, and the picture,
he's literally, oh my God, I was like, don't forget to look this up. It's the it's satanic. The position he's in is of the. I'm just going to say satanic because I don't know what
that's a good
actual
guess.
Church is, but no, because there's the satanic church and then there's Satan and then
there's the opposite.
It's like there's a specific one that is more that's better and not
Scientology.
Yes, Scientology.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
it is.
for that.
Yeah,
all the time. Yeah, I actually joined Scientology. Do you want to join?
Has it helped your career?
Honestly, it has.
Because you have a podcast here. Maybe actually.
That's why.
That's how you got it. Yeah,
I got it.
I kind of was wondering.
The Comedy Store is Scientology.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's how they get you.
What else am I gonna do? I'm making TikTok videos. Whatever. Yeah. I'll do whatever.
You sign your name on the wall.
And that's
you're in.
Okay.
So it'd be like it'd be like that.
Cut me open. Yeah. Oh, it's not blood, but I did think for a moment you signed in blood. But they're white. It's in white.
Yeah,
the names.
Probably.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm actually really impressed you did that off the top of your head. I think I would have panicked.
With what?
The synopsis. Even though I know what it's about, I think I would have had a hard time doing that. That was very good.
I've seen it.
How many times?
It's not an easy movie to watch, so I don't it's maybe in my life I think I probably have seen it 7 times.
Okay.
But that's in the past 10 years. So not very much, but
you're pretty young then when you first watched it.
Yeah. I was
sorry.
It's made me into the fucked up person I am today. So
yeah, I mean, listen, you're the host of Horror at the Store.
Yes.
Which I keep wanting to say Horror at the Store. I don't know why.
It's
okay.
That or Horror at the Store.
Oh, right. Of course.
Either one.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes by many names.
Is there a Horror at the Store podcast?
There's not.
Okay.
There's not. But if there was, it would be this one.
Okay.
Well.
This is a combo?
This is it.
Okay,
it's
got
both.
it. Cool.
Depends on the day.
Okay.
But yeah. So overall, what did you think of the movie?
I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I was just fascinated with it. And I just think it means something that I can't stop reading about it. I kind of hate Jack Nicholson because he was so good. Like I was last night, I was washing my face, and that's kind of the only time I closed my eyes for a while, and I got really scared that like I was going to see him behind me or something in the mirror. I had to listen. So I probably went to sleep at like 2 or 3 last night because I had to watch so many episodes of The Golden Girls. And then I had to just listen to Christmas music.
That's fair.
To try to calm myself down to go to bed. And it's so weird because it really wasn't I saw the movie the night before that. It was Room 237, I think, seeing all the images again. And it just kind of, I don't know. And then I read, I don't even know where to go now. And he was so mean to his wife, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think that was really hard to, and I know I read Stephen King didn't like the way, or didn't like Shelley Duvall's character. Not her fault, but like felt like the character was not very.
The book, The Shining, and then the movie are two completely different things. There's a lot more in the book. Like the hedge maze, there's like hedge animals that come alive and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I've never read the book because reading is not my preferred medium. No. And reading is hard sometimes.
It is hard. You know,
yeah. Like I can do it, but like
you're able to read.
I'm able to read. Okay. Which I'm very thankful about.
That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's, power to us.
I know. But
it's, it's not my
one day I will read before bed.
Yeah.
That will be me. Yeah. That'll just be my routine, but that's not today.
Currently it is scrolling on TikTok for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Mine's rewatching a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like Golden Girls or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. To just cleanse the palate of the day.
As you should.
But I was going to say about, so you didn't read the book, but you've read all of the stuff about the book and everything, so you know.
It's insane. And the way that Stanley Kubrick literally just emotionally manipulated and physically, like, again, I would say honestly borderline abusive. It is abusive to what he did to get the performances out of Jack and Shelley is, really bad.
Really
However, he made a really great movie.
They really emoted.
Yeah. Something I learned that they only, to get Jack into that like agitated state for 2 weeks straight, he only ate cheese sandwiches, and he hated cheese sandwiches.
Okay. I read that too, and what a weird thing to hate. I know that's not the point. I guess after 2 weeks, I'd maybe hate anything I ate every day.
Grilled cheese. I feel like, if you have it for every meal.
Yeah, but like grilled cheese, like that's pretty basic good for everyone.
Yeah. But it's just cold bread and cheese.
I guess, so it's not grilled.
Yeah, probably.
We're talking, just cold. Yeah. And it's probably like American.
Yeah.
That would be sad.
Plain
white bread. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would also drive me crazy.
Yeah, I guess that would make me into a really bad dad.
Yeah.
If I had to eat all that. Do you, so the article I sent you, I completely missed that Danny, the little boy, was sexually abused by his father.
I also never got that.
From
that. Because when I first watched The Shining, I just took it for everything it was, which is what I always do with every movie. Yeah. Because I'm like, this is just what it is.
Yeah, don't read into it.
Don't read into it. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, there's a lot, then I'll go into, there's a lot more to it. Let's like watch it again. Let's see the motifs, the metaphors, but like.
The mise en scène.
There's, exactly. Just go full film school on classes. But like, there's a lot to this movie that it's like, no matter how much you read, there will always be something new about it.
Well, and I think what I was confused was I didn't know what was real and what was. Yeah. So like when Danny has all the bruises on his neck, and Jack Nicholson said he didn't do it. I really thought he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was probably a ghost that did it. But then you kind of learn by the end that the ghosts can't really do anything, but they did let him out of the storage.
Who do you think?
Grady.
Okay.
I think Grady. Okay. That's the,
because that's also the big thing.
Is who let him out. Yeah.
Who let him out.
Which, so then it's like, then they can touch things and they can, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a weird.
And I read another thing that was like, there's no, every single ghost appears in front of a mirror except Grady.
Right. So maybe that's why he's able to.
Super weird. Why, how, confused, but also fascinated.
So, yeah. So what bad time for, well, what I really need is water, but
Okay.
I just keep drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not helping. When we see Jack kissing and his name is Jack in the movie too, right?
Yes.
I love that.
Yep.
The woman, and then that was actually the worst part for me, was the old woman. It was the worst. It was the grossest part because of her skin was.
Yeah.
What would you even say? Her skin was eroding?
She was experiencing when your body decomposing in water.
But then I read that was Danny's, perhaps his interpretation of being molested by his father. So
what? Okay.
Yeah. So when he goes up to be like, Dad, you're not going to hurt us, right? Like, when he's sitting on his lap and it's really weird.
Yeah.
That's when some people think he was strangled and molested.
Oh.
And that whole thing with the old woman is how Danny felt. He put himself in his dad's body, and that's how he felt. And so that's what he shined over to the chef. But really, that's not.
That blows my mind.
I know, and again, who knows?
Is any of that right, or is it there's so much? It's also like the films. I remember being in film school, and people would be like, "Oh, this black wall behind us symbolizes oppression," and it's like, no, it's just a black wall. So it's like, is that actually what it was, or is it just
I know, because then Jack lies about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why does he lie if he wasn't? So obviously he could lie because he doesn't want to tell his wife that he just was kissing a ghost.
Which also, that woman is apparently the mother of the twins.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
The twins confused me though, because early on they said that he killed his daughters, but they were 6 and 8 or something. And they were the same age. Were those are just different twins. Those are not those who they were referring to, I guess.
I mean, maybe, but they are twins of clearly the same age.
Clearly. So to me, those are new characters than who Grady killed.
Yeah. I have been in many hotels that have had these shining hallways. And I've been like, you know what? There was twins at the end of this. I would probably cry.
Absolutely. How did you feel about, what's so interesting is I forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay.
How did you feel? What was I saying? It's so early, Katie. And my throat. Oh my gosh. The bear scene at the end.
Yeah. That's specifically a reference to another Stephen King book. But within the movie, I have no idea what
I do.
It actually. Oh, of course you do.
Again, who knows?
Yeah.
It's further proof that Danny was sexually molested by his father, because there's one scene, with the psychiatrist comes to visit.
Got water flying.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
John for the win.
Thank you so much, John. I'm a big fan, John.
That's a bad look if you choke to death in a Comedy Store basement.
That's true.
Although
but no one would
first.
Yeah, no one would be surprised
to die here.
That's true. Just thinking about the stage time I could get if I died here.
Yeah.
And just haunt the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's when the psychiatrist is there, he's laying back and there's a bear behind him.
Okay.
And so they are saying, and the bear also kind of looks like the elevators, and so they're saying that the bear, and then at the end the bear going down on the man is what he had to do to his father.
Okay.
So
wow. Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about myself, how deep I've gotten in The Shining, and how I guess I'm a conspiracy theorist now.
Yeah.
Because I'm believing everything that everyone's saying.
Yeah.
And something they said in the documentary is that like, they were like, and who knows what Stanley Kubrick, I was noticing some people say Kubrick and some people say Kubrick.
I feel like it's tomato.
Is it?
I feel like,
Which version's tomato? Because I don't want to say that version.
I feel like Kubrick. Because
Kubrick, it's too...
It sounds like you're overpronouncing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. Or like you like QAnon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so Kubrick, he, I like keep forgetting what I'm talking about.
That's okay.
I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm fascinated that you're like, let me talk about the dark stuff within this, and then I'm like, let me talk about the weird, like the fun, like.
No, we should. I brought up sexual molestation way too much, and I think that it's
all
also
of the clips are just going to be about you talking about.
And I didn't sleep last night, which I think is why, and because I've gone too deep into this, and then I think I would like to talk about something lighter.
You're good. So the blood in the elevator.
Yes.
Took over a year to film.
Well, that's
because it was not real enough for Stanley. Can you imagine doing that scene and resetting everything over and over?
I wonder how they even did that. I didn't even think about that.
Probably I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea how they did
that.
But
and the elevators remain closed, which is someone said was meant that we don't deal with our history and our past. We don't really open up and see it, but it's still there.
Yeah. And also stairs are they're a lot easier to get up and down instead of an elevator, because they never use the elevator. I'm like, what floor are they on?
Right.
Yeah.
Which somebody actually made a map of the entire, remember that part?
Yes.
She made a map of the whole place.
The place doesn't actually make sense. The rooms, there's a lot of fake rooms, fake hallways and stuff. And it's really fascinating when we open and we get like the tour of, walking through the entire hotel. You walk through all the rooms that eventually you'll be in. And then Danny exploring those rooms on his trike is just like the sound with the and then the carpet, carpet. It's
really cool,
good, and it's just simple and works so well.
I thought he was amazing.
He does such a good job, and then he comes back in Dr. Sleep.
How is that? How is Dr. Sleep?
I have not seen Dr. Sleep because I heard mixed reviews.
Okay,
but I'm a huge Shining person, so
I'm surprised I didn't watch it last night.
You watched the fact that you watched 2:30.
I know,
crazy.
I know,
because I was like, just watch the movie, but you're like,
I know,
I'm gonna do my research. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
So, also, I want to talk about a really controversial thing.
Oh yes.
Shelley Duvall's ash on her cigarette. Did you notice that?
No, in room 237 didn't cover that.
Oh, her ash
is
like
so long.
So long.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but everyone gets so mad at it.
That's really funny. That doesn't okay. Yeah, it didn't bother me.
They're like, just tap it. Just literally. And
she's a little busy though.
Yeah.
To worry about tapping her ash.
She's worrying about her child, and
tap that ash is a good saying.
Yeah, tap. It's it's not tap that ash.
Tap that ash, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
That would be. I feel like Shining fans would love that.
Yeah. You should put that on a shirt and sell it.
I think so.
I'm sure that if you
tap that ash on an ashtray.
Oh my God, you should give that to Shelley.
I should. She just lives in Texas doing her thing. And
she just started acting again.
She did?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Because the trauma was so much from Stanley Kubrick that she's
I believe it.
Which, I mean, again, terrible thing. Don't agree with it. But they did make a really good movie out of it. But I mean, each shot was like 20 takes. 20 to 200 takes or some shit.
Yeah.
Depending on the...
And that bat scene... when she's walking backwards and swinging that bat. I think they had to
high up, and you can just tell that it's like.
And she's so tired, and it's like she had to do that so many times. Oh my God,
like delusional. And then the "Here's Johnny" scene, which love that.
Knew that one.
Yeah, that's like the iconic one. Even if you don't know the movie, you know that line at least. If you're a fan of cinema, but he was just absolutely like delusional during that, and she didn't know he was gonna break through, and so that's actually her genuine screams.
Oh my gosh!
So I mean, she knew. I think she knew he was gonna break through, just not like when.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh God.
Oh man.
So yeah, she's genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first I was like, what a weird choice, like but she was great.
Oh yeah.
And and I really was just so impressed with Danny. And I read that he got the job because he had great concentration.
I mean, honestly, for a child actor, that's
right.
That's pretty good.
But then he didn't end up acting after that, which is like also kind of cool. Yeah. It's like he just did the performance of a lifetime. And he's like, I'm done.
He's like the guy who did the OG Willy Wonka.
Yes.
Who played Charlie.
Oh yeah, I've never saw him again.
Yeah, he's just vibing at Comic-Cons.
Is he really? Have you seen him?
No, but I'm assuming that's what.
Okay,
it is.
Okay, I'm sure.
I feel like if you do that, like that's where you go.
Yeah,
to hide your fans and like
hopefully in a golden elevator.
That would be amazing.
I would love that actually.
I think this movie needed more
golden elevators. Yeah,
which also sounds like golden showers.
I know,
but.
That golden shower's kind of ruined gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's tragic.
It really is.
So anything else you want to add?
No, I would say, yes. Jack is reading a Playgirl magazine.
Yes.
And which is another reason, which this is a stretch to me. I was like, guys, we can't say this. So they're trying to paint him as like a sexual deviant. Mm-hmm. And that's another reason why he molests his son.
Yes.
Which I kind of think it's possible that Kubrick just was like, I'm going to try to be funny and like have him on this Playgirl, like just like a cute, like a funny little, let's see if anyone notices that he's reading a Playgirl magazine. But people have gone deep in like that meaning. And you know, that Jack and his wife aren't clearly intimate, don't have any sort of relationship, and he does hate her. It really is so scary, the anger he has towards her. And when I think one of the scariest parts too is when she sees what he's written.
Yeah.
Like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, which I was like, is dull boy one word? That's how they had it. And that was like that really freaked me out that like that's all he had done. Yeah. I think mostly just because I was worried because he hadn't gotten his work done. I was like, you've been here this long and
you haven't gotten
you have nothing to show for it.
You wanted to write a book and you just wrote the same line
over and over again.
Hear me out. Maybe start over an outline.
Oh, an outline's a great place to start.
I think that'd be good for him.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, he had that I have a commitment and we have to stay here and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you should have left. But also he was there. He's maybe been there the whole time and he's the caretaker.
To the devil.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Again, what even is it?
I'm going to Utah for New Year's. My in-laws live over there and I'm kind of scared now.
Yeah.
Because it's just all going to seem like The Shining to me now.
Yeah. The hotel is real.
Is it in Europe or is it in
Colorado?
It is in Colorado. Okay.
Yeah. I forget. Is it called the Stanley Hotel?
I think it is. I think that's right.
Yeah. But Stephen King stayed there and just had like waking nightmares.
Oh my God.
Just every night. And apparently people go there to, I don't think they have a room 237.
They don't.
I don't think that's like an actual room that exists, but it's like every room is like just really haunted. There's a lot of activity, and
because it was supposed to be 217, but I mean 237. Yeah, this is what I think. What I love about podcasts is I like when people are talking about, you know, what you think they're going to talk about, but it's really when they go off the rails, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, unfortunately, I wanted to talk about the movie way too much to go off the rails. No, and I feel like I overdid it. No, I overstudied for the test. I think I did. No, and it's okay. You know, you gotta figure it out. I got to figure out my horror at the store. But yeah, I came in and I had so much about the actual film. And, you know, but you live and you learn.
You absolutely crushed it, because some people come in here and have like, I've seen the film like 10 years ago. Let's talk about it.
Oh.
Or like they've like barely watched the film and I'm like, so thank you for doing your research and caring.
I couldn't help it, and I'm nervous. I'm worried about myself now. And have you seen a lot of Stanley's other films?
Yes. Where Full
Metal
Jacket.
Jacket.
I honestly really enjoyed that film and thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I mean, it's like
It's supposed to be a comedy, right?
It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's like a dark. Obviously, it's dark comedy, but like just insane. And it's like 5 movies in one, but wonderful. Not like a wonderful film.
Right.
It's a good family film. No, it's not.
Not
but
a good Christmas.
I think it's
time.
really good. Yeah, it's a good jolly holiday film.
Do your, because so I know you like horror, obviously. That's why you're in the position you're in. Does your can you watch it with your family or?
My brother, yes.
Okay.
My parents, no.
Okay.
My family used to be big horror people, and then as they've aged, they're like, I never watched horror, and I'm like, I literally would come downstairs and you'd be watching it, or like some.
They're like me reversed.
I'm like,
I never watched, and now I'm into it.
yeah. Apparently, after you have kids, you get mortified.
Everybody says that once you have kids.
And it's like, well, you know what? If I ever have kids, they're going to be terrorized.
Yeah, Stephen King has kids, and he wrote the book.
Yeah, exactly. And
So-
I'm going to make them watch The Shining.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great.
Do you think Jack Nicholson's good looking?
Young, yes.
Isn't
But
that weird?
before this movie, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, yes. Now, obviously, no.
Okay.
But he has like a charm to him.
It
It's like a
fascinates
bad boy
me.
charm.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. It's the personality.
And it's his acting. It's just like,
And it's the confidence, you know?
I know, but in real life, I'd hate him.
Yeah.
But on screen,
I'd want to
like,
be his friend. Like there's a famous clip of Jennifer Lawrence getting her Oscar engraved, and she's like talking to she's talking to the press, and then Jack Nicholson like does this, and she goes, "I want to marry him, or I want to fuck him, or something," and he goes, "Maybe," and she goes, "Oh my God," and I was like, I would pass away if that happened.
I also think he would. I think doesn't he have a young child?
Probably.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of kids.
Isn't he like 80 something?
Yeah, I think so. But
I mean, he's doing coke, smoking cigars, doing what he does, which honestly, props to him. It's
working.
YOLO. That's working. It's working for people.
I mean, Shining maybe taught me you don't YOLO.
Yeah, you live
on
times,
forever and ever.
and you just constantly molest your son.
Yeah. But
and
not
kill
overly,
twins.
because we
Yeah,
missed
but not,
it.
we can't put
We
that in a
can't say for
movie.
sure
But wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Potentially, who knows?
because of the
And-
bear.
Yeah, and just drink fake drinks.
Oh, was that real alcohol? I don't know.
Yeah, again, your money's no good here. I don't know.
And then he said something about the white man's plague or something. And
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like Native American symbols in there, like all of the when they go into the pantry, all of the flour or the flour. has, like,
yep, it's something like that.
all of them are faced towards the camera, which just shows how like OCD and ridiculous and attention to detail Stanley has to just make sure every shot they're always facing the camera.
Yeah.
Which just seems like a lot of work for the props in that department. But props to them. They did great.
You mentioned the Apollo sweatshirt, and people say, that's him admitting that he filmed the moon landing, faked it. And I read though that the costume designer was like, no, I just picked it because it looked homemade and cute. Like,
You're like, no, there's more meaning to it. There's got to be more meaning.
right.
Yeah, he definitely directed the moon landing.
Because of projection. I was like, you can keep telling me that, but it's not registering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So out of 10, what do you think?
Well, I feel a little insecure because John doesn't like it and he's in the room. And I want to please everybody.
You know what? You don't got to please him.
Okay, well, I'm going to say an 8 because it really got me.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't wash my face.
You're like, I can't close my eyes because Jack could be behind me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was afraid for my dog because I was like, I don't think my dog should watch this.
You're like, don't look.
Don't let Pop-Tart. No. You look
Wait,
away.
Well, what is your dog's name?
Pop-Tart.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
That's
A dog like Pop-Tart can't do The Shining.
After we're done with this, I want to see photos.
Oh, I've got that.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I've always given this film a 10, and I will give it a 10.
Oh my gosh.
This is one of-
Okay, so now I'm going to say 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love this movie. First time I saw it, I was like, yep, 10.
Yeah.
And
I'm scared to give anything a 10.
me too. Because
And that's how good The Shining is.
My rating scale, people are like, that's really harsh. I'm like, sure, but it's me, and
Yeah.
that's okay. But this is a 10. But I also
That's
give
fantastic.
like really bad movies a 10 just because I want people to see them.
Like, can you give me a couple examples?
There's Troll 2.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen the documentary about Troll 2.
Have you? Wait, you know Troll 2?
I know Troll 2.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies. But yeah,
I loved the documentary about.
Yeah.
There's a pattern.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. So if we have to watch a movie with a documentary every time now,
I'm in.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, do you have anything you want to promote before we get on out of here?
If you're in Los Angeles, I run a show once a month at the Crow called the Picture Day Show. Also, I do a podcast called Invade the Decade. You can check that out. And I think that's it.
Amazing.
And the water was real. Thank you.
And thank you, John. Thank you, Macey. And thank you to our sponsor, FYE. You can find them in store or at FYE.com. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Katie.
Of course. Thank you.